What I learned in branding school is hello, welcome to the show. My name is Raden, and this is the show. What I learned in branding school is WILIBSI. This is the show where I share with you my experience in the branding industry. And this video mainly is for people who are in year 2 of their polytechnic course in branding design, or when in the last year of their uni course. Internship in branding is really interesting. This video is all about what you need to know when you are going into the internship, and what to expect, and what they are expecting you to do, and what they expect you to have the ability to do when they give you the job as an intern. And I also want to preface before I begin that when you are going to the internship, it is not the place to learn technical stuff. Technical stuff like how to use Photoshop, how to use Illustrator. Everything should be done in school or at home if your school doesn't teach you all those. You should have all this in your back pocket before you go into internship. You are not at the internship to learn all this technical stuff because you learn that in school. You are there at the internship to learn how the business works, how the industry works, and how the people, most importantly, work. Anyway, let's get started. So when you are in the internship in a branding studio, you need to expect the speed of which everyone is working. Your art director, your senior designers, your final artwork artists, all of them, they work really, really fast because it is all about production. Everything is freaking hyper speed. Every day is production day. Every day a project is finished. Every day you start a new project, and every day there's more than one project for one person. So you'll be switching tasks, you'll be switching projects, you'll be switching workload with people, and people will pass on to you, and you'll be passing on to people, and you need to keep up with that. Speed is really, really important. I know that when you're in polytechnic, it takes like 3 months to even do like one project, whereas in internship it goes way faster than that. Some projects may even take you 4 hours to finish, deliver to the client, and then the client will give you feedback. It is super fast, and you gotta anticipate that. The thing that I would encourage everyone to do in order to keep up with that is learn keyboard shortcuts. Now, I know this has been mentioned many times. It has been mentioned in the future. It has been mentioned by Will Patterson Design. Everybody in the design YouTube space, they have mentioned that, and I want to mention it again. It is really important to know keyboard shortcuts. When you are in that design studio, you will see every single senior designer only using the keyboard. They barely touch the mouse. When I'm working there, I feel the pressure of like my senior designers beside me. I feel like they're counting the number of clicks that I'm doing. I think Chris Do said it in one of his podcasts. Like he counts the number of clicks that you do. Like you drag and click and go to the window, and then you go to the drop down. There's a lot of money and there's a lot of time. Money is time. Time is money. If you're wasting time, you're wasting that a few milliseconds, and it goes down to a millisecond. Sometimes you get a project, you can do this by the end of the day, but you cannot drag it out. As an intern, you do things really slowly, because you're new, you're not a senior designer, you can do like everything. You need to anticipate spending the whole day on that one project. Even with keyboard shortcuts, even with just trying to amp up your speed, you'll still barely make it to the deadline. You cannot drag it out. It's just speed is really important. I know I've said speed a lot of times, and I'm going to say it again. Speed, speed, speed. Try as much as possible, memorize your keyboard shortcuts. I remember in year 2 of my polytechnic course, I actually printed out an After Effects it's either the entire manual or just the entire keyboard shortcuts page. And all I would do is there's this one whole day that I would just sit down on my laptop and just try to memorize and get that muscle memory on my left hand. When you're in the studio, that's your position. Your left hand is your keyboard and your right hand is your mouse. You want to minimize your right hand as much as possible. Everything should be done here, okay? Command M, Command Shift, Command plus Shift plus a letter. Everything should be in your muscle memory. Do it a couple of times. Do it at least for 10 minutes a day, and it will be there on your hand and you'll be ready. Keyboard shortcuts are really highly underrated. Speed also counts in the idea of generating. So as a beginner, you're an intern, you're not a senior designer, you don't come up with ideas by yourself. It's really difficult. You have all these experiences, but you don't have enough experience to churn out stuff minute by minute. So you need inspiration. When you're a beginner, you need inspiration. When you're a pro, you just go to work and you churn out. A lot of times I go to Pinterest, I look at inspiration. Sometimes I go to image stock websites and I look at inspiration, but it's a little bit tacky, so be careful. Be careful when you're looking at stock stuff. So yeah, you're dragging and dropping into a folder that you name your inspiration for that day's project. Drag it there and then you look at all those images, you come up with an idea. But bear in mind, this is like a last resort. If you cannot generate any ideas just from thinking about the brief and thinking about what you can collate from your experiences as a design student to churn out an idea, that's the last resort. Find inspiration. But if that is how you work in school, if that is how the school taught you, then yeah, go ahead and just do that. But you cannot get used to it because a lot of originality cannot be extracted out because you're just looking at inspiration, you know. And you need to train generating idea by idea, minute by minute, which is really, really important. Sketches. I want to talk about sketches now. When you sketch, you don't refine anything. You don't have to be a really good drawer, not the shelf, but the person that illustrates with a pencil. You don't have to sketch really nicely. It doesn't have to be refined. You sketch in a limited amount of time. Let's say you only have 1 hour to sketch, or even 5 minutes to sketch. That is the generation of ideas part. You sketch one by one, have a piece of A4 paper or A3 paper, you take a pencil, you leave one corner for each idea. 1 inch square is one idea, and you take 30 seconds for one idea. It's either writing down the concept or drawing a visual. One idea, one idea, one idea, one idea, one idea, one idea, one idea. And then when you're set with all these ideas, you know, in sketch form, that is when you refine it. You go to the computer, you go to digital, either you scan it or you refer it. You look down on the paper and you look up to your screen and you do it in Photoshop. It is way faster than just straight away going to digital. That is my experience in terms of idea generation. I really love sketching because you pour out the bad ideas first. You know, there's a lot of really cliche and bad ideas that you need to pour out. You know, it's like a dirty tap that you need to take out the dirty water before the clean water spills out. And when the clean water starts to spill out, the freaking ideas, man, the good ideas, that is when the good ideas flow. And when they flow, they won't stop flowing. You definitely have a little bit of dirty water in between some of the clean water, but the majority of the things that you think about and produce, the ideas after you push out the dirty water initially, it will all be really good. Sketches, for me, I really love them. I really love doing them to generate ideas because it is really fast. Speed, remember speed is really fast, and you get the bad ideas out of the way first. So what I learned in branding school is when you're going to an internship for a branding studio, you need to anticipate the speed. You need to anticipate in terms of keyboard shortcuts, workflow. You need to hear that every single day. There is no mouse clicking anymore. No, minimize that. Try to memorize with the muscle memory as much as possible. Minimize the clicks. Speed in terms of keyboard shortcuts and workflow, idea generation, inspiration, and sketches. Take out all the bad ideas first and the cliches, and you'll get the good ideas. So yeah, I think that's probably it. The 3 main things. Yeah, cool.